Let's see. I don't know exactly what I was doing. I think, you know what? I made myself some spells last time I was on, and so I upgraded a little bit of stuff. Not a very much stuff. Let's see what else we've got there. Looks like Claw's been on, Nightmare's been on. And he gained a level, that's nice, 59 increase. Excellent, everything is going well. Let's see, for those of you who are currently unaware, there is an XP bonus being applied of 14% bonus XP to the Origins server. On live, it's significantly more. I think that Shadow said earlier it was, I want to say 275% bonus is what they're getting over there, which is, absolutely ridiculous, honestly. Especially considering that it's already so incredibly fast to level over there. The need for such measures seems, it seems fairly low. It's almost, I don't know. It doesn't really seem necessary. On this server, I feel like it has more of an impact because the leveling is so much slower that I don't know how to explain the increase, even though it's a percentage increase, is still more significant due to the overall amount of time that it takes. I don't know. But I just got level 42. Very nice. So I'm currently one level ahead on my crafting over my adventuring, so that's good. Because I need really to be a lot further ahead than that. Because I need to be level 48 as a jeweler. Hopefully before I am level 42 as Swashbuckler. And that's because level 48, I think, is the level that you get recipes for the jewelry pieces that I'm going to want to have at level 42. It doesn't mean I have to have them exactly 42 and crazy like that. But the closer to 42 I can get them, the better off I'll be. Currently, I'm doing okay. I'm in level 32. Armor, for the most part, other than the boots. The boots were made for quest gives you these dwarven work boots. And this character still is wearing those in spite of the fact that they're in the level 22 boots, so definitely could use some upgrades very soon. And before I leave this room, I do need to try to remember to grab some totems for health and power reduction. I was thinking I might knock out one of these ribs. Doesn't take too long. And then figure out what I'm doing from there. Paragram is in, but I know that he's also working, so I don't know how available he'll actually be. Now, I did go and check earlier because there was an update today. By the way, if you're a Shadowknight on Origins, you will now be able to once more get tainted essences from your caress spells. So that was one of the updates that they did today that was important. Another thing they did is they fixed the weapon auras. Hey, how you doing, Shadow? So you can, be able to apply your weapon aura on Origins now. I know a lot of people will be excited about that, so. Oh, but where I was going with that was, I did go and check in the vain hope that the Tall Marin's brother's corpse would spawn in Fallen Gate, but unfortunately that was not the case. Body is still not there. Sad times. And then I went and did some harvesting in Rivervale earlier, and I died lots of times. That's another important aspect of my travels this morning. I don't know how many times, but it was pretty significant. It was still got damaged stuff on the do. So I did 5 times when I died. I mean, it's pretty significant. Let's see. Let's see where my adventure HP is at. So 1.6% debt. It's really not as bad as I thought it would be, honestly. 5 deaths, it's not too bad. So, let's see here. I've got to make 4 Willow Wood, and then I'll have to finish this Crypt. And it'll be time for me to figure out what the heck I'm doing. So I suppose I'll go ahead and get a head start on this. I do want to check and see if the stylized update, or stylized dagger, will update. Again, I don't have a lot of high hopes, but there's a faint glimmer of hope that perhaps they fixed it accidentally or on purpose while fixing some of those other things. Only one way to find out really, and that's just to go and check it out. I'm also feeling like some of the spells that I upgraded be definitely beneficial. I only made them Adept 3s and didn't make them Masters, but still, it's pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's acceptable. Anyway, I think it will probably have increased the DPS of this character pretty significantly. I'm not running ACT or any of that. That's a Advanced Combat Tracker, which is a program you run alongside his EQG, among other games. And it aggregates the data, and you can see how much damage everybody's doing and all that kind of thing. But anyway, I don't have that installed, and so I couldn't tell you exactly, but I'm hoping there'll be a noticeable difference in the DPS output after the updates, because I feel like some of them were important enough that could be the case. That one's still an Adept, but this one here, Blade Weaver, I had been using the previous version of Blade Weaver because it was pretty good, and I felt like definitely the Apprentice version of Blade Weaver was not as good as the Master version of the one that came before this, which is what I had. So So I didn't want to update it until I had something, or upgrade it until I had something better to offer. And I did get that. So, in many ways, this spell here should have improved significantly. And that's particularly vital for this character because of the strength that will have gone up as a result. Yeah, like I said, before I go out of here, I gotta remember to get something. There they are. These are gonna be the somethings in mind. It's the totems. Nice. Let's see here. I believe we needed these. Off of felines. Any of those. And then we needed a few of the power regen ones. Spirit of that in this case, although that's a little lower level, but I'll take it. Is there anything else? Did I have, for instance, any of the totem of wolves? I did, okay. So let's grab a couple of these. Each one of them lasts 30 minutes, and there's 5 in a stat. So, that's not bad. That's 2.5 hours per stat. So I got a total of 5 hours worth of Spirit of the Wolf on my person right now. It's a pretty good little spell. I guess I could go have a look at the mounts. I think Quad had mentioned me not having a mount the other day. For the most part, it doesn't really matter to me a lot. I'm not really in a hurry, and there's no sense in being faster than the people that I'm playing with. It just doesn't make sense. But at the same time, being as fast as the people that I'm playing with would be ideal, so I'll have a look at them. They're over in the community. In the northern section of North. Or is it South Venus? I think it's North Venus. I'm trying to think of. No, it would be South Venus, the northern section of South Venus, because in the northern section. No, let me see now. Now I've got myself confused. Which is it? Let's see. Let's go find out. Did you know that you can look at other places from the map? Just like this. So this is North Kinos, and down there is South Kinos. And for the second part being South Kinos, because, you know, I said the northern section. Okay, that's wrong. It's actually the eastern section. That would make sense. So southeast over here, this is the stables. Alright. Boy, that was all kinds of turns around, but we got there. Gotta come mark this treasure chest because I don't know. I just have a compulsion to do so every time I come through here, basically. But we got through it. Good times. Now, stables. Let's check them out. You can buy any number of horses and whatnot here. But they're all the same thing, actually. Pretty much. Yeah, that's a stable hound, and I don't ever do it. Let's see. We'll just do a little comparison here. So if you bought the most expensive horse on this entire thing, it costs 28 platinum, 79 gold, 99 silver, 99 copper, and 400,000 status points. It's insane. That's like, that's almost as much as a crafting table for your house. It's crazy. So look at this, and you'll see that it's got unlimited charges, meaning you can just obviously keep using it. That's good. Casting time of 2 seconds, duration of 1 day, so you have to resummon it. Anybody can use it, and it lasts for 1 day at a time. Increases mitigation of caster. Really, I didn't realize that they had any that increased mitigation on here. Increases mitigation of caster versus elemental noxious and arcane damage by 200, and increases your ground speed by 48%. Now that is actually quite impressive. I didn't realize they had that level of abilities on these mounts. What you'll notice is, down there at the bottom, it says in red, requires guild level of at least 40. So our guild level is currently, I think, 26. So even if I wanted it, and I wanted to spend almost all of my platinum and probably more status points than I have by a little bit, so even if I wanted that, I still couldn't get it because I'm not in a guild that's level 40 or higher. Well, alright. That's going to apply to all of these. As you can see, there's not a lot of differences between these. It's just a matter of what their appearance is, which this is the purple saddle one, which, as you can see, has a purple saddle. I'm sure we're all surprised. This one is the plain saddle, so just exactly what you see right there. Alright. Then we have the blue saddle. Now all of these cost the same amount, and they are the same horse. So it doesn't matter what appearance horse you get, it all looks, it all does the same thing. Functionality is the same. Go down to the next cheapest one here, and this is a Spirit Steed Summoner. So it looks like this, for those who are the visually inclined sort. Now you'll see the speed increase is still 48. Hey Quad, how you doing? The quests are stagnant at the moment as I examine these mounts. Just kind of showing people what's up. Don't know if I'll get one, but I thought I'd come back. So again, it increases your ground speed by 48%, which is exactly the same as the purple saddled Mistrunner Horse. So the only difference here between these two items is A, the appearance, and B, those Mistrunner horses are actually, they increase your mitigation versus elemental, noxious, and arcane damage by 200. That is not insignificant, for sure. He's going to a rodeo. Well, a rodeo for, like, the spirit world, Yeah. Alright, so then we've got, okay, now, mind you, that was 70,000, well, 62,500 status points cheaper than the Mistrunner, and also, like 12 platinum-ish cheaper than the Mistrunner. If I were going to buy one of those two, I would go ahead and splurge for the Mistrunner over the Spirit Steed Summoner simply because that, those resistances, mitigation, it's enough of a difference to be worthwhile. Quad says, good news. Spectrum is here, working on the internet connection. The power company cut my underground cable with shovel. Oh no, I'm sorry. Should have better internet soon. Also, I slept better. Feel good today. Well, that's great. I guess you didn't have the internet to, to distract you from sleeping. So that's, pros and cons, Next on the list here is a Rejarkin Destrier Horse Whistle. It is going to be, it's okay. So, it's not the same as the Spirit Steed Summoner. It doesn't go as fast. It only increases your speed by 40, but it increases your focus, crushing, piercing, slashing by 4.7. So it has a stat increases for your character beyond just the speed increases. So, even though it costs the same amount, again, I would be leaning toward this one over the Spirit Steed Summoner in this case, simply for those stats. And in my case, I would prefer to have this Horse Whistle over one of those Mistrunner ones because this character is a scout, and those are going to be helpful stats more than the mitigation versus elemental and all that stuff because theoretically, I'm not tanking, right? So doing more damage would be good. We've also got a Dervish one. It is the same as the other one up there. So the Dervish and the Rejarkian Destrier Horse Whistle. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, y'all let me know because I have no idea. Destrier it seems like that's how we're going to pronounce that. Alright, so that would be the next tier down from the Mistrunner. Then we've got the Rejarkian Clydesdale. Oh, I didn't show you. Gosh, what am I doing? Alright, so this is the Rejarkian one right here. Looks like this. And the Dervish one. Well, we gotta shut that window and try again. Okay, this is our Dervish one. He's a little different. I'm not really, I mean, again, I'm not a visual person, so maybe we zoom out a little bit so that you can get his full effect here. Okay. Alrighty, all good. Now we have a Rejarkian Clydesdale Whistle. That just increases your speed by 40%. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything special. Another thing to note, although these ones up here require guild levels of at least 40 and then 30 for the Spirit Steed one, the one down here, the Rejarkian Clydesdale Whistle, does not have a guild level requirement that I see. The Dervish one, you have to be level 35, and this Rejarkian, you also have to be level 35. This Clydesdale, either our guild has already met the requirement, or else there isn't one for this. Rejarkian Clydesdale Whistle. But it increases your run speed by 40%. And it just costs platinum. Again, we'll have a different look to it. It's just a plain old brown horse. It's just a Clydesdale. Alright? Then we got the Parade Rejarkian Clydesdale Whistle. Let's see what that looks like, because it's going to be just a visual difference between this and the Rejarkian. Alright, I guess I kind of like this one a little bit better visually. I like that fan there, a little decoration on the horse, you know? I don't know. Otherwise, it's about the same, but it does have a little fancy decoration, I suppose. Next, we have this one, which is the Parade Eldarian Charger Whistle. Looks like this. Very fancy horse there, you know? Looks a lot like a horse, but with stuff on it and white hooves. Alright, cool. Same otherwise. Increases your ground speed by 40%, and all of these also cost the same as this tier of them, that's what we'll call it. Then we have the Eldarian Charger Whistle, who is not a parade version. Looks like this. A little less fancy, but it still has the white hooves, you know? So for any of those, it's almost 15 platinum. You got 14 platinum, 74 gold, and 56 silver. Now, we hit the Rejarkian. Now, mind you, you notice there were no status point requirements for any of those either. So they did not require guild level, and they do not require status points for those guys. It's just straight up platinum. Alright? So now we have the Rejarkian Clydesdale Whistle. Same stats on it, just increases your run speed by 40%. So again, we're now just looking at visual differences once again. The other difference you'll see is that this one does require status points, 112,500 status points, but it's lower on the cost from a platinum perspective. So it only costs 8 platinum, 29 gold, and 44 silver. Currently, we're still in the 40% run increase. This is going to be the same, other than the visual differences, and it's just this little decorative, I don't know what you call it. We're gonna call it, I don't know, saddle blanket, maybe? Don't know. That's my guess. I'm not a horse person. If you guys know, feel free to chip in. Then we have the Parade Eldarian Charger Whistle. Again, same stats. Everything's the same, except it just looks different. Parade version has the fancy, you know, saddle blanket. And then the non-parade version doesn't have that. You bought the horse, not the whistle? Well, you actually bought the whistle. If you bought it here on this. The horse whistle is just the thing that summons your horse. So it's basically the summon spell for your horse. They could just call it a whistle. Let's see here. Then we have the Parade Misty Mustang Whistle. Now you'll notice, at this tier of them, the ground speed has gone down to now 32%. So the highest was 48%. Now we're at 32%. Yeah. And the price has also gone down. Again, you don't see any guild level necessary for this. You know, you don't have to spend any status points. We're down now to 5 platinum, 52 gold, and 96 silver. in order to buy a 32% run speed increase. Looks like this. It's kind of neat looking. It's got a whole thing going on there with the coloration. Yepers. Alright. Then we have a Parade Corona Plane Strutter Wizard. Same price, same stats. Looks like this. Got some spotting for sure. Yepers. Next. Misty Mustang Saddle. So this is gonna, or whistle rather, it's gonna be exactly the same as the Parade one, except it doesn't have the fancy saddle blanket. And then we got the Corona one. There for a second I thought it didn't have a head. I was going to say, well, that's different. I didn't expect that. But no, his head was just looking in the other direction. Confused me. Easily done. Even the pixelated horse can do it. So that's how easy it is. Alright, now we got the Steps Pony Whistle. At this point, we are down to 24% run speed increase. 3 platinum, 68 gold, 64 silver, no guild requirement, no status point requirement as far as I can tell. Now the thing is, if it requires a guild level of say 20, that may not necessarily be visible to me because our guild is above that. So from what I can see on this character, I don't see any guild level requirement. Definitely not any status point requirement. Alright, so let's see what this looks like. Oh, that's a very white horse. If you want a white horse, it's going to increase your run speed by 24%. That's your boy right there. Alright. Then we have the Parade Steps Pony Whistle. We're going to have the same guy again, except now he has the saddle blanket thing. There we are. Parade Halation Draft Horse. Same stats, different image. Now, he's a dark gray. I'm going to call him charcoal. I think he's very charcoal. Those processes are the reason we rolled the Pally. I think the Pally horse, what is the run speed on that? Is it 16% or is it even less? Is it 14% on the Paladin horse? For those of you who don't know, Paladins get to summon their own horse. And I can't remember what level that starts at. I want to say level 20. Is that right, Jibba Jabba? I feel like it's level 20. And if so, I also think it may even be less. It may only be a 12% run speed. It's still good. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying it's less than some of this. Yeah. Shadowknight, I believe you're right. Yes, I believe Shadowknight also gets the same thing. I got an ad that's supposed to start in 30 seconds, but I found this little snooze button that I'm going to click. Alright, cool. It snoozed it for 5 minutes. I think it's 14 now. Level 20 class spell. So it's 14% run speed. That's not terrible. It's almost like pathfinding is a scout thing. And they increase the group run speed by 16%. So like if it's 14%, that's not bad at all. Alright, moving forward here, we've got the Halation Draft Horse Whistle, which is going to be the same exact thing as the other guy. Well, now, hold on. I think we have a whole different appearance, though. Let's go back and make sure. Maybe I just didn't put... No, that's nice. This one's very much charcoal. And this one definitely has this kind of palomino thing going on. 14% run speed for sure. That's awesome. Good information, Jibba Jabba. Thank you. Next on our list, we have this here Parade Misty Mustang Whistle. And it costs 80,000 status points, only 3 platinum, 11 gold, and 4 silver. So we've definitely gone down significantly on the monetary. Still increasing the round speed by 32% at this point, however. We have this look, and we have that little saddle blanket thing. Then we have the Parade Corona Plain Strider Whistle, which is the same stats, 32% run speed, same price, same everything, just looks a little bit different. The Misty Mustang Whistle, gonna be the same guy as the Parade one, just minus the saddle blanket. And the same for the Corona Plain Strutter Whistle. Stats are exactly the same, price is the same, just doesn't have the blanket. Yes, well, no. Quad says, mine said 130% speed, so I assume it's a 30% increase. Right, yeah, that would be correct. Well, depending on what you already have going on. So, like, my speed with pathfinding on, so 16%. That means whatever your initial run speed is, you go 16% faster. But Quad, you're playing on live, so you're going to see some different numbers on there than what we see on here. I believe. You wanted a Pinto? I said Palomino, but I meant Pinto, didn't I? See, that's how little I know about horses. There we are. Pinto requires status points. You can get those easily by doing those heritage quests we talked about, though. You can knock those out pretty fast, especially on live. Alright, we got the Corona Plain Strutter Whistle. I don't know if I showed you all that one yet or not. Just the plain old Corona Plain Strutter Whistle. 32% increase. And then we're down to Steps Pony Whistle. We are now dropped down to only a 24% increase in run speed. Cost 52,500 status points, 2 platinum, 7 gold, 36 silver. And he looks like this. Just a plain white horse. Nice, you know, actually kind of similar to the Paladin, I think. Parade Steps Pony. Looks like this. Same thing, just has that saddle blanket. Decorative. We call it a decorative saddle blanket because I feel like it. Parade Halasian Draft Horse Whistle. It's gonna look like this. It's got the charcoal coloration and the saddle blanket, which is similarly colored, interestingly enough. And these are also 24% run speed. And then the last one is the regular Halasian Draft Horse, which has this, as Quad has so kindly pointed out, it's actually Pinto coloration to it, and no saddle blanket. Well, it has a saddle blanket because the saddle blanket's under the saddle. I'm not really sure what you call the little decorative blanket, right? I feel like it's a blanket. I'm sure that some of you are going to know the answer to that, but I'm not the one. So anyway, that's the prices. Personally, I would want to reserve my status points as much as possible, so I'd be more inclined to spend the money than to spend the status points with less money. But that's because it's easier for me to come by the money than it is for me to come by the status points, because I want to use the status points to get the crafting tables for our guild house. So that's a personal thing, you know, you guys may want to do differently. We got an ad starting in 13 seconds, just to warn you. But that's what the horses look like, the mounts on the Origins server. Oh, look, here we have a Parade Corona Plain Strutter just standing right there. And we could just look through some of these, their options. I don't think we can get a cow, and I don't know why not, because, hey, I mean, that could increase your run speed by probably -10 at least. I'm pretty sure. They can go faster, but they normally don't, so I don't know. I think it should be possible. They should pay me to take their cow. Then we can have some milk, all as well. And we can make the cookies and have the milk with a provision of them. It's a great idea. You want pig as a horse? Yeah, why not? Can have a pig or something. They can get up to good speeds, right? Now and then. Alright, so there you are. Now you have it, folks. All of the display of the available dudes, available horses on this server. Now, there are others available. First of all, we may have some new claim window, which I just did /claim. Let's see. I have no idea what's in these because I haven't messed with them. There's a ruby bag of milestone celebration. I don't know what that is. That sounds like a bag. Looks like there's 20 slots. EverQuest 24 milestone celebration. Wings Bat has radiant wings of milestone and infernal wings of milestone in there. I would probably choose one or the other, I would imagine. Again, I know nothing of that. I can examine it though, and we can have a look. So here you go. That is the Radiant Wings of Milestone, I believe. Yeah, Radiant Wings of Milestone up there. Very, very fancy, phantasmal top wings that increase your mount speed, or your round speed rather, by 24%. Requires membership and all that business. Let's see what the other ones look like. There's these guys. Now let's go back and look at these guys. Okay, so they're black with a kind of green haze. You can look as if you're just running around poisoned all the time. You could dress full on black. Imagine an Ixar, right? And you go with totally black armor, black helmet. You know, it could be a whole look with those. I don't know. If you're evil enough, you know, you can get a duck. That's true, Shadow. Valid. But I don't know if you can get it. I think you can get the duck from the marketplace, I believe. And then the other thing that comes in here is a magical equipment on a tuner, letting you on to tune your items. There is only one of these for your entire account, I believe. So choose carefully if you choose to get that. I also have a ring of teen, which I don't recall why I have this. It may be the one that's supposed to start the Tombs of Night, possibly. I don't recall. It's like a darkened shard, maybe, but it's the Ring of Taheen for the evil side, the Freeports. So yeah, you're absolutely right. There are more. I'm failing you all by not providing the adequate information here. You go to mounts, Steed ground. And so there are some options here. I don't know if the duck is here. But let's have a look real quick at this. We got the Ethereal Prowler. And that is hideous. I mean, really, there's just no two ways about it. Hideous is what it is. But if you like it, she glows, right? Alright, what else we got here? We got the Prankster's Boulevard. Now, this is a little dinosaur cow. And if you like dinosaur cows, you too can ride a Prankster's Boulevard. And the Prankster's Boulevard matriarch, right? So this is the same thing, but dressed differently. Very, very interesting. And if you look at their stats, increases ground speed by 24%. Requires level 15 or above. I failed to tell you guys that these do have speed requirements as well. None of these have stat boosts. They just have ground boosts. All of those are 24%. So then we have this fellow here. He is a Shadowed Death Charger. And he is just basically another kind of horse. We're going to zoom in so you can see the features on this lovely face that we've got going on. Yeah, there you are. Beautiful. Sinister Prowler. Very similar to the Ethereal Prowler, except, you know, different coloration, basically. Same thing as far as the ground speed level requirement. Then we got a white-saddled Highland Snowmane. And he's a very nice white. And otherwise, he looks kind of a little bit, I don't know, a little questionable in the face, if you ask me. I think he looks like maybe, I don't know, maybe he's gonna, I want to say like fall asleep. I don't know, he just looks like he's a little bit tired, and maybe he was, you know, rode hard, right? Maybe. I don't know, he doesn't look like he's doing especially well. But that's what you get with the white saddled Highland Snowman, and that is what you get for saddling a cat, too. So there's that. Alright, now go back, and let's look at we've got grounded flyers, because there's not going to be any other kind of flyers. And this is where the duck is, probably. My goodness, there's so many. There's so many. This is a whole showcase. I should have put it in the like in notes of this. Hey, we're doing a mount showcase on Origins at the moment. But alright, no. We've got the flying carpet. Of note, you can get a flying carpet by doing a certain quest in Sinking Sands. It's a pretty cool quest. It's a pretty cool carpet. It's much cooler, in my opinion, than this carpet. This carpet is kind of hot garbage comparatively. I would rather do the quest and get the Sinking Sands flying carpet. Then it's interesting because even when the flying carpet came out, it doesn't actually fly. So like you get a flying carpet that doesn't, fly. A little bit disappointing, but they only added flying to the game later on. So, all right, we got the Pixie Skimmer here. And mind you, I think all of these only increase your speed by 24%. Now here's your Flying Vixie. For those of you who want to fly on something that looks like this, now's your chance for only 1,950 points. Station cash, daybreak points. There you go. You do can have a very, very mean looking wasp type creature here. He's not happy. I don't think he's happy with anybody. And I would not want to get on him. It's just a personal preference, I guess, but no bueno. Alright. Next we have the Crimson Nightmare Pegasus. Now, this looks like Lava Storm to me. I feel like you could rat around on this 3 Lava Storm and you would just look totally natural there. We've got the Dark Goblin Bat. Also, it feels like if we had a little magma going on in the wings and stuff, then that would also be well at home there. But I think Mistmore would be even better. I know Mistmore isn't in the game yet, but I feel like this guy could definitely hang out in Mistmore Catacombs. We got the Dark Harbinger's Flight Wings. Now, the interesting thing about that word is I've heard it pronounced as Harbinger, and I've also heard it pronounced as Harbinger. There used to be a comic book that came out in the 90s, and it was called, initially in the first issue, Harbinger with an R. And then I believe they changed the name of it to Harbinger later. But when it first came out, it was Harbinger. Just a little side note. Alright, now we have Dark Pegasus. As you might imagine, it is a dark Pegasus. It is a dark gray, I would say, with some, I don't know, kind of, it's reddish brown accents. I don't know. Interesting. Deep Praise Wings. That's another one for the back here. It's got some kind of burgundy tips on that one too. Calls them flight wings, but again, you can't follow them. They're all ground with all these guys. They're this purpose. What calls the Harbinger's flight wings? And these deep freeze ones, it doesn't make that claim that okay, then we have an Elder Drake. Elder Drake is large. This is one where you turn off your mounts if you're using him because he's just so big. You just can't see what you're doing with something this incredibly large underneath you. It's crazy. It's obviously for other people to see. And if somebody else is wearing this guy as their mount on, you're probably going to be turning that off too. Alright, Freeport Guardian Pegasus. So this is an icy Pegasus instead of the Nightmare Pegasus from earlier, or the Dark Pegasus. So we have this, I don't know, I feel like it's a bit icy. He's got the frost breath coming out, he's got the, I don't know, I wouldn't say Oh, yeah, I'm not real clear on why we've got the smoke mist down here. It's like maybe he's so cold that he's producing this effect. It's interesting. Then we have fright wings. Fright wings are yet more wings that you can stick on your back, and they're kind of, skeletal, matter of fact. Maybe you might want them for Halloween or something, if only it were Halloween. Or maybe you just really like looking like you have some sticks thrown together on your back for possible flying attempts. Fortunately, you don't get off the ground. Probably for the best, honestly. Alright. Shut him down. And move on to Gamon the Harvest Ham. And here you go. You want a pig? You get a pig. He's a harvest ham. He has wings, too. Everything about this guy is special. He's definitely a boar, and he even has the ring in his nose. It's to prevent them from rooting. I think I would be horrified of this creature, and I would not stop it from rooting. I would stop it from rooting like flesh, I think. Alright, next, Golden Griffin. I think that's going to be exactly what we all think it is. Yeah, well, it's not as golden as I expected, to be honest, but it is a griffin, for sure. Just looks like kind of more of a regular griffin than a golden one. Okay. Harlecar, the alluring wyvern, or wyvern, or wyvern, however you want to pronounce it today. And here he is. He's another of the huge ones that I have to scroll out for. And I would definitely turn him off. Wouldn't wanna. Cordis, the Cordis Wyvern. He's another huge wyvern guy, only this one's more of an albino. Not quite, but something similar. We got an incandescent swiftwing. Okay, that's got glowiness to it for sure. It looks like another larger mount with I don't even know what to call that. I don't know if it's supposed to be fiery or if it's I don't know. It's I guess it's incandescent. So there you go. Incarnadine Night Owl. Well, that's interesting, but also huge. It has pinkish red eyes. Very strange. Alright, next we have the iridescent swiftwing. Now this is much more colorful than most of the things we've seen so far. We have, I don't know, some elements of peacock coloration going on here, and I'm feeling a little dinosaur vibes. Like we got a pteranodon maybe. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Oh, welcome back, Clyde. Midnight Waterfowl. Hopefully you didn't miss any of the incredible excitement we have going on here. We now have a midnight waterfowl. What I would call this would be a black duck. That's what I'm going for. Black duck. Alright. If that's what you like, you can have them for only 1,463 station cash or daybreak cash. Yeah. Boom. Moonblaze, Frightener. Man, there's so many of these guys. You wanted a flying mount, but you've had the horse. And that's on the live server. So if you got a flying mount, your mount would actually not be grounded. You would be flying. So that's a little bit of a difference there. Let's see. We got a Moonblaze Frightmare. Oh, Frightmare apparently means they're basically made of sticks that we're We're gonna call them bones. So this one's more skeletal than the wings, though, I gotta say. Now, granted, you know, wing bones kind of do look like sticks. So it's not that they got that wrong. It's what it looks like, that's all. Alright, so that's your Moonblaze Frightmare. And I'm assuming the Moonblaze part is the blue and white light in his chest here. I'm not really sure. Alright, Night Griffin. Yeah, it's a griffin, and it's darker than the other griffins. It's got the black and the browns. There it is. The prices differ, by the way, on these, but the quality is the same. So, like, you get this that's 1950 Daybreak Crash, but then you get this, which gives exactly the same stats, but it's only 900. It's this. So you got 1950 or you got 950, and I'm not real clear why. Apparently, an ad is starting in 53 seconds to let you guys know. But the Pegasus is the first. I feel like it's the first flying mount that I remember being offered on the marketplace. It looks like that. Pegasus Featherflight wings. Okay, so that's just the wings that go on the back. Just like that. White ones. Pitchblaze Frightmare. We're gonna have another of those skeletal dudes. Oh, but this time with red and fire and all that instead of the blue Moonblaze or whatever. Plague Mage's Flying Carpet. Let's see if this one's any better as a flying carpet. It's a flying carpet, I suppose. Not the same as any of them. Keynote's Protector Pegasus. That is a fancier Pegasus. Who has armor, I think. And definitely has flames of some kind. It's very interesting as a Keynote's Protector, but, okay. Keynote's Protector Pegasus he is. Then we've got Sarlacc the Frenzied Wyvern. It's yet another wyvern, but this one's got that kind of burgundy color. There he is. Huge fellow. Scarlet Nightmare Wings. So they're going to call that Scarlet. Alright, let's see what we've got here. Yeah. They're kind of rib wings, but I think they all are. Shadowscale with Trachota. He's going to be another big, large one. He's all black looking with some gray armor then. Spamula the Holiday Ham. I feel like we got another pig going here. Wow, Claude says, my guild gifted me 20 plat per amount, and I only spent 3 plat. Wow, that's crazy. That was very nice of your guild to do that. They were tired of waiting on you to catch up, huh, Claude? This guy's pink. He's very fancy pig. I mean, that's more pig-like than the boar we had earlier. This is also a boar. He's very more what you might expect. Yeah, there you go. So that's one unique shadow. Spamula, the Holiday Ham. Then we got Stormscale Trachota. Stormscale Trachota is also huge. And he's got some greenish tints going along with his whites and grays. There he is. You can see the little scaling on his arm there. It's kind of nice. Then we have the Onyx Raider. Onyx Raider. Okay, here's the Onyx Raider. His little balloon ship. Got a little cannon out front. Flies along. Cannoneering. Then we have Turbo Rotor 10,000. Turbo Rotor 10,000 looks like this, and I believe that it may be the one, or one of the ones that Ludo rides around. Makes a whirring kind of a helicopter top sound, like a rotor spinning. And he comes around, so I suspect that's this right here. Then there is the Umbral Blightmare. Umbral Blightmare is very similar to the other horses we've seen, except he's got a kind of sketchy face. His face is definitely, I don't know. It doesn't look like armor. It looks like he's just hideous. A little bit on the hideous side. Is I don't know. Something, maybe some inbreeding was involved in his creation. It's hard to say. Maybe it is armor. It doesn't appear to be armor. Something's going on. Oh, I said it, Shadow. I'll say it again. It's something went wrong here. There it is. All right, Violet Nightmare Pegasus going on. Oh, well, that's a very nice purple. I do appreciate the purple. And the purple and black has a nice effect. So, let's see, this one is well, of course, violet. It does say violet. If only I had paid attention as I was reading it to, what those words meant, I might have even expected the purple. But, alright, so we've got basically purple flames instead of red flames. Very, very interesting, very dark, very, I don't know. Again, kind of Halloween-y. Purple's a little bit Halloween-y, even though Halloween is like black and orange. I feel like there's a little purple thrown in there sometimes. So there you go. Violet Nightmare Pegasus, 1950 station patch for those interested. Then we have a waterfowl. Waterfowl is just your average mallard duck, although he's either very large or my gnome is very small for a duck. So I would call him not average from our standards, but perhaps on Norath, that's just the size of a mallard duck. There he is in all his gorgeous beauty. And Wings of the Scorched Skies. Now, Wings of the Scorched Skies is like made of fire. Very, very fiery. It's interesting that the wings in general would increase your ground speed. Seems like, at the very least, you would kind of hover as you run around, but you don't. You just run with wings on. It's kind of weird. Here we are. Alright. Then we have the winter waterfowl. Now this is no mallard right here. This is definitely a white duck. It's not an albino duck because see no pink eyes or anything. But it's a white, or maybe it could be a very light gray duck. It says winter waterfowl, so I think they might be going for white. It's questionably, possibly white, possibly not white. Zoom in here for any more detail on this coloration. Well, I'm still uncertain. He's got color, whether it's white, and now it's getting complicated. We're not going to go into that. It's white or light gray, one or the other. I'm going to say that. All right, cool. So now you've seen the ground mounts and the grounded flyers that are available on the marketplace for various prices, ranging from like 900 up to 1950, something like that. I think you can sort by price, but I didn't. Let's see. Maybe you can't. I guess you can't sort by price. You just have to scroll through and see what you like. Most of them seem to be 1950. Definitely the lowest that I saw was 950. So you got that range to play with. And it's just visual differences. Because if you mouse over them, they're 24% on this server. They're 24% run speed boost. Quad says, I believe the proper term is oil change gray. Listen, if your oil is looking like that guy, you've missed your oil change. Like by a good bit. Things have happened. It's not good. Do not recommend. Alright, now, with all that taken care of, I'm going to run over, I think, and check to see on the fence if there are any of a couple of master spells that I kind of like to have. Basically, it's this Hamstring, Cat's Paw, and Reproach. Because I could just make them as Adept 3s, but I just want to see if we've got anything going on that over here. That's not the right thing to click. This is the right thing to click. Doing well. Just tell you. And by the way, if you didn't know, there is a black market broker down below the bridge there in Queen's Harbor where I just going to approach. What I actually want is Hamstring. So that is a master for 1 platinum, 72 gold. Do I want it for that? That's the question. It is an interrupt. I haven't been using it as such because it also is a threaten because it's a taunt. And so I haven't been using it as an interrupt, but it is technically an interrupt, and I can use it if I need to in that regard. I've been using it as a kind of an aggro control so far. But basically, it dispels 62 levels of arcane beneficial effects on target instead of the 34 that my current one does, which is kind of crazy. And then it increases threat by 2,763 instead of 1,520. So it would increase my threat significantly more, which is what I'm mostly using it for. But of course, dispelling the arcane beneficial effects is also very good. So, I don't know. Do I want to spend that much on it is the question, because it's a level 38 spell. I'm already level 41. I don't know. I think I'm going to hesitate on it. Let's try Cat's Paw. Weirdly, Cat's Paw has an apostrophe on it here, but when you top it in here, it doesn't. It's no apostrophe when you top in Cat's Paw. It's 2 platinum, 80 gold for a Cat's Paw. It does significantly increase the quality of the spell, but I don't think I'm going to pay that price for it. I can just make myself an Adept 3, so I don't really see the necessity to do it. The third one I want to look for right now is the Hamstring, and there is a master, and it is very good. I have an apprentice of this right now. It inflicts 150 to 250 melee damage on the target, slows the target by 59.8. Yeah, no, I gotta get this. Alright, so that one, yes. Alright, that's just very good, so. Let us get that one and replace Undercut with that. So we clear that. We change our hotbar settings to allow draggable up here, and we drag that down. Then I cancel, and it makes my hotbar settings the same as what they were previously. And maybe we can go down. You never know. You never know. Did it? And this is where we are on the map. Just to let you know. I just saw the logging around guild notes. Thought, oh, hey, Gul'the's ring. Ooh. I know that Gargrim was in earlier. He is no longer. But Adept Stabby and Adept Cadaver. Very good. Alright, now, you know what? Let's just show you this. We're running along. And we got 16% bonus run speed. Turn this on. And now this has sped us up. You know, I didn't turn it on. How that would be why I was like, it doesn't seem to. That's not the right one. That explains it. It's like, dang, that doesn't make sense. We're going to try this again, but this time with gusto. Alright, there we go. And now I think you could see that uptick that time. I think we could. Increases the speed of caster by 24%. I thought we might be able to if we were already running and then we turned it on. I think so. And if you look over here, instead of my normal run speed boost of 16%, from the pathfinding. We now have a run speed boost of 24% from the spirit totems. So it's 8% faster than we were running a moment ago. Is it worth it? I don't know. But that's what we get. Okay, now I better hop back over to Willow Wood so I can turn in this work order. May as well do that before we go and do anything else, probably. So, Clyde, what did you end up doing with the other 17 platinum that you had after getting your mount? Almost clicked the broker. I don't need the broker. I need this guy.
I greet you. Well met.
Picking up the next spread. Looking for that invoice. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and turn on this spirit token to that for some power regen as well. And what shall we do? I do need to kill the Bloodborn soldiers. Don't really want to mess with it right now. Let's see what we want to do. Don't want to do this one because I know that Garrigan is on the same start. May as well wait. Found the tome the ABC Day wrote about in his journal. That is in North Freeport. It's rather nasty. Oh, Quad says, Nada, just sitting on them. Actually, for some reason, bought 2 horses. Figured I would sell the one I prefer less, or maybe use it from the Shadowknight. Well, yeah, maybe using the Shadowknight would make some sense. Or giving it to the Shadowknight, rather. Let's say the Sentinels. That seems very reasonable, because I'm right here, directly above the Crypt of the trail. It won't take me long at all to get down there. I like it. Let's do it. Let's make sure that we're not adventuring here. Woohoo! It's always good to not go out in the crafting gear when you can. Oh. I'm pretty sure that I have some. Ooh, you know what? I just remembered why I was avoiding the Crypt of the Trail. And it was because I have the Reaching Blade of the Assassin. And if I hit the right area there, I'm going to get attacked by, I think 2. And I want to say they're like level 40. Probably triple or I'm not sure. Assassins. Quite nasty. I didn't like them at all. But I think I can go ahead and go into this entrance at the top and probably go straight to the Blood Sailors, not run across those guys because it's in one of the hallways that you get hit when you're going through there. Quad says, I've since learned that regular progression includes a mod. I think the build would appreciate higher speed within me. Assassin is the dark mirrored ranger. Well, that's an interesting way to put it, but yes, it's the evil version, essentially. It's not, they're actually not really as similar as you might think. I got 17 seconds before Nad, just to warn you, but it is considered the opposite as far as that goes. Bloodstaker Sentinels specifically. Oh, I could have just gone around the corner. Oh man. I'm telling you, it's a rough life. I believe the ad may have started, I'm not really sure. I didn't see it happen, but I wasn't looking, and it's just kind of disappeared, so I think so. Oh, I guess not, because it just now popped up with something about it. I don't know. I like how they call for help. They're like, we need help, I can't hold them. But nobody comes to help. You would think that they would be social for such a yell. Like, if they would yell something like that, then maybe that dude up there on the stairs might come running. But no such support for the poor sad souls. They just get killed. Maybe it's a boy who cried wolf situation of, maybe they've called for help before and their brethren came running to help them. All of a sudden, nobody was there, and so then now, when they call for help, nobody comes, and then they die. And it's a sad tale of those who call for help when no help is required. Shadow says Assassin is more like a Swashbuckler in my opinion. I agree. Assassin has more in common with the Swashbuckler as far as playstyle and really just, yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I have no idea why they made that be the opposite, or the opposite of the other side's version. But weirdly, the Brigand is considered the opposite of the Assassin, which really, again, just doesn't make a lot of sense. I would agree with you. Like, it would make more sense to me if the Brigand was the opposite for the Ranger, and the Assassin was the opposite of the Swashbuckler. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. It's a tough one. The names kind of make sense for an assassin. I don't know. I don't know. It's a tough one. Lots of Crypt Tempest stuff right now. If I had the Minotaur lore and legend, I might want to go off those guys. But I don't have that right now. And Shadow says, as an assassin, you can make massive damage, but in any situation it requires you to be placed correctly and hit. Now that's very true for Swashbuckler as well. Actually, Ranger is also positional and includes the ranged versus close for a lot of its stuff. So you have to move out for some hits and move in for other hits with the Ranger. With the Swashbuckler, you're doing a lot of moving, or you can be, especially in Ultra Soloing. You're doing a lot of moving. Now, if you're in a group, you're still doing some moving. Uh-oh. That was the very thing I feared. I'm going to call because they're going to kill me. Yeah, those fellows are quite deadly. You saw that hit they took? That was with me running past. I knew they were bad dudes in there, you know? So, the sad thing is, I don't think I'm gonna find any more sentinels on those over on that side of the world. So, what else do I need in here? Anything? Just the reaching blade. Haha. Very warm. But on this side, we've got like the restless corpses and the decayed, you know, zombies basically on this side of the world. So I couldn't remember where those assassins were. Quad says, I clicked the option to prioritize ranged attacks. Yeah, auto attack with range typically is good for the ranger. Hoping to grow my bow skills. Getting that load is taking a long time today. So there was an update this morning, and if you haven't logged in yet, oh, there they are. Yuck. If you haven't logged in yet today, then that would be one, because it has to update. So fortunately, running for my life was effective this time because they were already standing there. It's a shame. So, suppose I'll be leaving this place. Time to practice your patience muscle. Yeah. Yeah. I think that, you can come play on some Origins and be able to practice your patience muscle here. It's another possibility. You're just you're in introductory patiencing at the moment. Yeah, you might. It's a good fun thing, in my opinion. Alright, let's see. With my being slaughtered in Crypt Betrayal, that's gonna happen if I go down there. Maybe we go somewhere else instead. Like the lovely ruins of Barsoom, for instance. I also have to go there for 2 wrongs do not make a right. That's the Isizor the Insane, or whatever his name is. It's a very cool quest. I like that. I like that quest ending. As your reward, you get these, which is, you know, kind of neat. I think they're... Oh, I still have the duck on. Let's reset that. Try this again. Alright. So... that was Shame. This one is Scorn. Scorn. And Shame. You see? But it's a neat little quest line, though. Oh gosh, my chest. It's ready to be marked again. Alright, I think that I will head to the caves because that has a nice convenient bell nearby. And it also often has a shiny in its front room, and I do like those as well. Also, I think that Garrigan is looking for a spotted yellow butterfly stuff. Let's see. So, every opportunity to get one of those could help him on his great quest for desperately seeking butterflies by Gul'the Mystics. So what are you guys up to today? How's your EverQuesting going? I know that Pod is very patiently waiting on his game client loader, he says, which I think we're referring to the launchpad.
Hello.
See what else we have going on here. Yeah, you know what? I may, in fact, pop over here to Neck Forest because I was working on this, dealing with the Assyrian fairies and the other fairies whose name I cannot think of. And so I may need more things beyond the Assyrian vandals over there. I don't think so, though. Because I actually already killed the queen of one group of the fairies. Not sure. This says, I'm dreading another tier 2 harvest run for Tuber. But it's gotta be done. Yeah. You know, you can do it. Just clear one little area over and over again. And it's gonna get there. It's gonna happen. I believe in you. Let me show you guys the nice clean screen of this griffin flight. Looks pretty decent. Now it's back. Clyde says, I want to take advantage of the XP bonus and level my 2 characters, but I also don't want to miss out on the journey. Absolutely. You know, it's not a race, you know, so it's no big deal. You can take your time and just sort of enjoy the journey. Yeah. Especially since, isn't this your first playthrough? I think so. Or if you just recently started after having wanted to for some time. So I would say, you know, get the full experience. That being said, you know, if you want to go and just burn through some dungeons while the XP bonus is going, you can always still go back and do quests when they're gray. Boy, my words. When they're gray. Or, you know, go mentor down some folks and do it that way. In fact, you can mentor yourself on live. I don't know if you know about self-mentoring, but if you go to Kino's Harbor, there's a fellow standing there. He's like a chrono portal mage or something like that. And so if you outlevel something, you can still do it, mentor it down, even to yourself if no one else is available or you don't want to go with anyone else. He said, yes, I want to savor it and read aloud to myself, often like someone I know. Yes, very good. Jibba Jabba says, take it slow. There isn't in-game like most other games. It's really just rating. No, I agree. Yeah. Once you get, you know, up to a certain level, it's just not the same. So, really, unless you're going to be rating, I just can't understand any great rush to get there. If you're going to be rating, that's different. but it's, you know, it's primarily a dungeon grind. Last time I was on live, it's just a dungeon grind all the time. Painful for me. I may log over to live and show you guys some things. I know Shadow was showing off his house earlier. I have no house that I'm proud of. I have houses, but I don't have any pride attached to mine. But I know you guys have seen Cruise Night on here. He has a very well decorated house. I think he's got his guild all decorated for Halloween still, as far as I know right now. But more importantly, there's I don't know. I gotta think about it. It's a little area that's very, very awesome that a friend of mine made, and it's a very special little place in their guild hall. And I don't think there's any other place on that server that's quite like it. At some point, I need to go and show that to you guys in honor of a friend. Let's see here. Jibba says I made an alt for each trade skill, so I'm going real slow. That's, yeah, good plan, man. Shadow's thrown in a winky face, and Quad says I'm currently homeless in game. Well, see, it's easy to get a home, right? You can get like 5 silver or get you a spot. Jibba says it's really the same as running lower level dungeons. Absolutely is, yeah. EOF will be 1 through 70, so there's no rush to max. And that's on, yeah, for Origins. That is correct. Quad is referring to live, however, so there's a big difference for sure between lives max and the max on here.
Hello.
Quad says my guild hall is pretty extravagant. What, you know, you said you're on Module, right, Quad? Which guild are you in, if you don't mind? Out of curiosity. Looks like there's supposed to be an ad in 30 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and snooze that since I am now familiar with that little snooze button. Apparently I only have a certain number I can snooze. That's number 2 out of 3 I have to use, so. Looking up the name. Let's see, there's still an diviners are open this way. So I'm going to go ahead and jump here and head off toward them. Shadow says I don't understand ads. Oh, ads, it's just on the Twitch channel when there's an advertisement going to display. I've been seeing a message that lets me know what's about to happen on this second screen over here. And apparently I can snooze them for 5 minutes 3 times. I don't know if it's total per stream or how that works, so I'm just not very familiar with it. Quad says Order of Decadence, currently level 337. Oh my goodness. That's interesting. I did not realize that the levels were up that high. I'm not terribly surprised. I think my guild over there is, I don't know, maybe 120 or something last I knew. I don't really know. Many streamers say that, but you've never seen them. Okay, so there's a couple of ways to not see them. One is if you're a subscriber. I don't know about that one. I know if you're a subscriber to the channel, then you don't see them. And also, if you have on something, I think it's called Turbo. Anybody's welcome to correct me if I'm wrong on that, because I'm not 100% sure. I think it's called Turbo. And if you have that, then you don't see them. So that may be well. Oh yeah, no problem. So I need one more diviner, and theoretically that should be all I need for that quest. Oh no. No, not diviner, I need Vandals. Interesting. I thought it said diviners. Certainly it did, but it was apparently incorrect. The Vandals. Are we just playing? Confusion reigns. You know what? I'm just gonna kill that diviner. He probably did something wrong. Yeah, I don't know, Shadow. Hard for me to say. My knowledge of Twitch stuff is very, very low. I'm still figuring it out, you know, playing it by ear. We did find another bandit, so there's that. Install an ad blocker when you go. I don't know, maybe. I wouldn't think so, but I'm not sure. Or maybe it's a Denmark thing. No idea. I stripped the Assyrian Vandal blood on the page though. There we go. And the page in question is, yes, I was right. It was Violent Fault Fight Chronicle 1. Ad starts 57 seconds. Alright, this book was given to me by Mistress Jada Harn of the Order of Nectaros. She says this book is from long before the Cataclysm and is one of the first books all tier dogs let them read. The first page is visible, but she says that once I feed the book blood, the entire story will be revealed to me. Entry 1. The Teardal were once the rulers of the entirety of Norath. We ruled all the lands and all the peoples contained within them. Even the trees bowed to us, but we were betrayed, left to suffer. Entry 2. The evil vile Coedadal and their cousins, the Faradal, called upon their frail and cowardly gods to aid them. With the assistance of these gods, the elves banded together and directly attacked us. The elven gods, knowing the weakness of their people, broke all traditions and came for us, because they knew they could not overcome the Prince of Hate. So good was the elven gods' cover-up of their actions, the Father never took action to aid us directly. But oh, did he punish them. They were all imprisoned in his plane and made to suffer for eternity. Father again did not aid us directly. Instead, to strengthen us, we were given the responsibility of punishing those who dared threaten the children of the Prince of Hate. No better way, because we need the blood of 3 deadly Grumpyroots now in order to unlock the next area. However, I am near all of these lovely things to gather, and since we are going to need supplies to keep our guild crafters going, I'm going to go ahead and gather it real quick. It's just tantalizingly close. Cannot help myself. Must do. I'm like the poor little halflings in Rivervale. I'm compelled. So, to get to these deadly Grumpyroots, I'm going to head south. They are near the owlbears. So if you know where the owlbears are, then you have some idea of where oops, I don't want to dig for treasure. I want to get on the pit. But if you know where the owlbears are, then you know where the Grumpyroots are as well. Alright, let's see that. Got another piece of wood and a beast den and all this to harvest. Then we'll head toward the Rumble bird. I'll go ahead and pull up my trap. We'll type in Rumble, or Rum, and soon enough, we'll get there by way of mini harvest notes. I feel like I have a good amount of space left still in my bags, so alright, now that I've cleared out most of that stuff, I'm gonna put my gear back on and head south to where the rumble roots are. And I may as well sort my current zone and see what other things I have. Anything entertaining? Just the Gul'the Mystics probably that I would be interested in doing. I do need to enter the Dragoon Funeral Pyre. Alright, let's see where we're at. We need to go a little bit this way. But, roots. It's the whole thing. Who needs textiles anyway? We've got roots, we've got shovels. We've got picks. Alright, we're near the rumble roots, but what we want is the deadly rumble roots. They're a little sketchier than the average rumble root. Those are only a little bit deadly, but these are a special kind of deadly. The other ones are hardly even worth calling deadly. And there's one of them. Doesn't it look like you feel as though you're shaking in your boots? There it is. And now we just need one more of those guys. And we'll have our rumble root quota. One more. Right where? Right over here. Right, behind these are spiders. Alright, and now we need to trip that onto the pages. Let's see what it says. So the first page is going to say the same thing as prior. Feature 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to go to 4 and let's be a new page. Or not. Maybe that was our new page. Let's see. Ah, yes. So good was the elven gods cover up of their actions. The Father never took action to aid us directly. But oh, did he punish them. They were all imprisoned in his plane and made to suffer for eternity. The Father again did not aid us directly. Instead, to strengthen us, we were given the responsibility of punishing those who dared threaten the children of the Prince of Fate. Now, see, I read that there already, and so, now... We don't have the options created in here, but we will later. Alright, great. Now, we need to go kill the Gul'the Mystics. The thing is, that the Gul'the Mystics quest is very long. Because if you spawn at once, they're quite tough. And they take a while to kill. And then the ratio of updates, like kills to updates, not very good. Lots of kills for very few updates. And there are only a few of them up normally at one time. So it's quite a terrible thing. Let's see if I have something more interesting that I would need to do. I may even rather go try the Rings of Arsoon than that. I could go just kill some more giants in Thundering Steps. It's a possibility.
Well met.
Alright, let's see. If we go back to Thundering Steps. Skeletal Veterans. I mean, there are still some things to do over there. There are also things in the Rings of Arsoon that I need. I also need about a bajillion skeletons in Thundering Steps reaction for the axe, an axe from the past. I'm getting a text from someone. Hold on a moment. Hold that thought. Alright. I'm back. Jump off here, because, I'm a scout. I need to get that safe fall up every possible opportunity. Also, need to stop by the Mender and see if they have anything to mend. I think they have a good deal to mend cargo. Yeah. And that's pretty in need of mending. That was crazy. I still can't do anything, I don't think, on the Isle of Mara. Still in my 40s. I think you have to be level 50 before you start getting requests for the trade skill stuff from, I think, Captain Ingrid over there. So I can't pick those up yet. As far as the adventure quests go, I think you might be able to get some quests from those, like for those rather, at, I want to say like maybe level 48, maybe a little sooner, but I'm really not certain. I kind of feel like it's a little before level 50. Alright, so I'll head in the general direction of the giants over there. Probably what I'm going to have to do is run over to the area where the giants are, and then I'm gonna have to take a short break. It looks like less than an hour of a break, like longer than like 15 minutes, I think. So probably I'll run over and then take a break for a bit, and I'll be back. I'll go ahead and get some food while I'm off so that I don't have to do that later on. Seems like a good idea. I really wanted to go ahead and see if there's anything on the way that counts, like for the rumblers. The rumblers can be found in a cave underneath where Coldtooth spawns, in that area, where the little local mining folks are and all that. They also can be here in this sinkhole. If you click on that, you see Heroic Rumbler Caves, or the Rumbler Caves. So if you've got Brianna's hides, you can get them there. I don't think that those count for this quest. This quest is, let's see, Ian's Forgetful Family. It's an armor quest for chain armor, and I don't think that those ones count for it. But the ones down south, by the, like, see this right here? Earth Rumbler Cave? Those ones do count for it. Looks like Garrett has logged in. And enchanted lands. And we've got a shiny over here. Can't go wrong with that. But I think that those are the only places you can find the rumblers here. But I just wanted to check along this riverbed and make sure of that. Quad says no bakes and crescent roll hot dogs while I'm gone. Not gluten-free. Well, see, it's not gluten-free. I'll have to just not have it for the time. I've been doing a lot of potatoes since I've had to do this gluten-free thing. Potatoes are like almost, I mean, you know, they're not quite a substitute for such things as pasta and other kinds of bread, but they're definitely a lot better than nothing, right? Pigs in a blanket, that's what it's called to say. So my mother called it pigs in a blanket. These days, people call those things kolaches. Potato casserole is yummy. Actually, potatoes are yummy. Let's just be honest. Like, all potatoes, I'll eat, as long as it's not... Okay, I don't like sweet potatoes. I know that I'm in the minority there, probably, but not a fan of sweet potatoes. But I do like virtually any other potato. And it doesn't matter to me how it's cooked as long as it's cooked. I don't want them raw. I'm not one of those people. But I do like a potato. See, I said I was just going to run over here, and then log out. Here I am instead, fighting a giant. I don't know what struck me, but like all potatoes, especially the Idaho goldies. Yeah, the gold ones are delicious. But like I said, I really just like, all potatoes. The gold ones, you know, I find that they different fish work well for different recipes, right? But the Idaho Gold make very good mashed potatoes. Loaded baked potatoes, well, loaded but no chives for me. Not a fan of onions of any variety. I know you said you liked onions, but they're not for me. No. Yeah, no onions, no cucumbers. Absolutely. unfortunately, I've never known anybody to put a cucumber on a baked potato. That would be actual sacrilege right there. Like, that is, how could they, you know? Right, cilantro, exactly. You got it. You've been taking notes, I think. So I guess I'll kill a few giants. And then I'll go for a bit and do what I gotta do. Brain remembers trivial things well. Well, you know, that's a good thing. I think the only thing that I need these giants for right now is actually the Wool of Travelers, which is the quest that Rancor gives you on the docks from the steps. So it's not even a particularly important quest, it's just a repeatable. But I like to continue to do the repeatables until they don't appear anymore to me. I don't know why. It's for my own enjoyment, I suppose. And I should be reaching that very soon, I think. That state of affairs with this quest. Most of the repeatables I have actually finished in Thundering Steps at this point, but not all of them. Didn't get back behind my giant enough to get that going. The good news is that even though I'm almost out of power, I don't think it's gonna really matter. Pretty sure I can just beat on this guy with a stick until dead. Let's see. Sure can. Decided to actually put my adventuring equipment back on too while I was at it. Just for a change of pace, you know. Alright, I'm going to kill one more giant, because that's going to put me exactly at half of the giants that I need. And that sounds like fun. So I'll give it a second to get a little bit more regen. I don't really care about too much regen, but just a little bit more, and then we'll go in. I get pretty big ticks on the regen rage right now because I have food and drink going, and I also have the totems going. So I can recover from these fights pretty quickly. Just healed himself. I don't know if you saw that, but he cast a treatment on himself, and it treated himself just like that. He didn't again. He did not get Lena left off in town. I tried to cast Invocation, but no luck for him. Alright, now I have done as I said I was going to do before I log for a bit, and so we'll stop right here. It was a pleasure streaming with you all. I enjoyed the conversation, and hopefully I'll see you all in maybe around an hour or something like that. Maybe less, maybe more, hard to say. But for now, I'm going to take a break, probably get some food, and also get some other stuff done. Alright, see you guys later. Bye-bye.